Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Our topic is the significance of amino acids. Amino acid sequence in the structure of protein. As we already studied that the amino acid combine, they form the polypeptide chain, and that polypeptide structure is known as protein. And this protein formation is occur under the instruction of protein, instruction of DNA. DNA give message to the different enzymes as well as the structural part of the cell, that is the ribosome and many other the RNA, and they combine, they take the different amino acids, and through the process of transcription and translation they form the protein, or they perform the protein synthesis. So sometime if DNA not working in a specific manner, sometime point mutation occur, changes of single or few nucleotides in DNA. Sometimes changes occur in the DNA. What is mutation? Changes in sudden changes in the DNA. Sometimes the nucleotides of the DNA change and it does not or cannot give information, correct information for the gathering, for the collection of the amino acid. Different defects arise because if the DNA change, it will not combine correct amino acid with each other, and difficulty will arise, abnormality will arise. Here we are taking the abnormality, sickle cell anemia, a hereditary disease. Why hereditary? Because it's related to the DNA. When the DNA doesn't work properly or mutation occur in the DNA and it doesn't choose the amino acid, the correct amino acid, it will affect the structure of protein, and the structure of protein will not perform its functions correctly. Like the hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is a protein which is responsible for the taking of oxygen, for the transport of oxygen and carbon dioxide in the blood. If any change occur in the structure of the DNA and it will not pick the correct amino acid, it will disturb the structure of hemoglobin, and hemoglobin will not work properly. As we know, there are four chains of polypeptide in the structure of the hemoglobin, 2 alpha and 2 beta, and it consists of 146 amino acids. Sickle cell anemia arises as a result of only one amino acid in the beta chain is changed. Like we can see that this is the normal chain sequence of the hemoglobin: threonine, proline, glutamic acid and glucamic acid. This is the normal sequence of the amino acids in the hemoglobin. What happened in the sickle cell anemia? In the sickle cell anemia, only one amino acid, only one glutamic acid is replaced by valine. The DNA does not give correct information to the enzymes, to the RNA, and they pick valine instead of glutamic acid. Only one out of 146 amino acid, only one amino acid is placed here incorrectly, and this disturbs the whole hemoglobin, and hemoglobin cannot perform its normal function. As it carry oxygen, it will not carry oxygen with the same speed or ratio, and the red blood cells will be sickle shaped, and that is why the abnormality is known as sickle cell anemia. So from this example we can know that how much the sequence of the amino acid is important in the structure of protein. Now the next topic is the classification of protein. This is done on the basis of their structure as well as on the basis of their function. Sometimes the proteins are classified on the basis of their structure, like the fibrous protein, the structure of which is linear, like a filament, like a fiber, like this that protein is known as fibrous protein. Example are collagen, fibrinogen, actin, myosin, and keratin. These are fiber-like, so they are known as fibrous protein. Second one is the globular protein, which means that they are globular or spherical in shape. And these proteins are soluble, and their examples are enzymes, hormones, antibodies, and channel proteins. So they are globular in nature, spherical in nature. That is why they are known as globular protein. Next is the role of proteins. So protein is already we have discussed, that is very important part of the chemical compounds, and it affect our body very as compared to carbohydrates and other, because this is formed in structural form as well as in the functional form. So here in this table, the function of the proteins are given as the structural proteins. These are all the structural protein, their importance. This is the functional proteins and its importance. We will study all these structural and functional protein, its importance. If you feel any difficulty, any confusion in this table, you can ask the question, and this is a type of your homework task, that you will learn the structural as well as the functional proteins and their role in the human body, their role in the living organisms. And with this, the topic of the protein is complete.